Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
When removing the front panel, driver's side or passenger side, I like to start with the front speaker, top speaker here. I just take my trim tool, I'm gonna pop it in there. I use my hands. And that's toss that aside by disconnecting the speaker. It's just a little push tab. Just push my fingernail into it, or you can use a speaker tool. Let's see where the tab is. Ah, there we go. Now we can both see it. Yeah, it's on this side. Or not. Where the heck is the tab? To start with, we're going to remove the main power switch here so that we can replace it. I use a plastic body tool. You just need to get down in between and twist it. It pops right up. Now that is exposed, you just disconnect these three connectors. They all have push tabs on them. So we're going to push down. This one looks broken, because it is. So I'm going to start here, pull that one out, pull this one out. Now I can see that better. I can use my plastic tool, push in. Yeah, someone broke that tab completely off. Let me get a small screwdriver. I like to use a pocket screwdriver flathead. If you have a small flathead, you can use that. So now we're going to move into the driver's interior door handle. And I use a little screwdriver and I pop this little window off. You'll see a Phillips screw. I'm going to remove that. Normally there would be another screw right here in the door handle itself, but that came to us missing. So you would unscrew that. Third screw is down here in the door lens where the reflector bulb is. I'm just going to push that plastic out. And then there'll be a Phillips screw right about here. Now we're going to be ready to move the panel out with some little panel clips. You can use a body tool like this. Now I use my hand. Once I break that free, move my hand all the way around. So this particular model wanted me to slide that interior door cover out. See the ear lock slides in there and the tab in the back there. So all I did was once I had mounted that screw, you just pull it forward, slide that out of the way. Now we have another electrical connector for the door lock. Push down that tab, slide it out. Now the panel can come right up. Lift it up and out. With the panel exposed now, I can reach my hand down in here and I'm going to disconnect the main switch connectors. Push it on the tabs. Tab on this one's in the back. Cannot get to any of it. That one. Let's see if I can get my hand better. There we go. Some of them are difficult. get my body tool that has a angle on it. See if I can get it in the back here. Push up on my clip. There you go. Now we can set the panel aside. We start by removing the inner door handle. And on Mazda, this is a little trick. You can see in here, if you look, you're going to need a little small screwdriver. There's a tab right on the top. See that tab? You're going to pull that towards you, grab this gray piece of plastic and pull up. Do not pull it all the way out, and I'll show you why. Pull it out enough so that this handle guide comes right out. If I was to pull that all the way up, then that spring would become dislodged. So I push it back down so it doesn't come out. Grab these two cables and just pull them right out. They come right out. Now your handle is out of the way. At this point, if you needed to replace this handle, you would take the cables out. See how they latch in? They go in like that and then down. Reverse to take it out. Same with the top. Now you could replace your inner door handle. Now we're going to take the inner panel off. This is like a foam board that has all the speaker mounted on it and the window motor. So I'm going to disconnect this electrical connector up here, pushing down the tab and pushing out. That's for the heated mirror and electric mirror. I'm going to follow my main harness around and I'm going to start unfishing it because I want this panel completely out of my way. And here we have the remote key fob door lock module. I can take the speaker wire and disconnect it from the inside. Disconnect my electric motor. That's a tab on the back side. Push on it and pull up. If you can get in there, I'll use a pair of angled needle nose. And I'm going to use my body tool or pair of needle nose, and I'm going to undo the body clips here. There's 1, 2. Now my harness is out of the way, and I can undo 13 8 millimeter heads. 13 of these. 2 10mm nuts, 1 here and 1 there, and then 1 Phillips screwdriver head. Once those are so when it comes down to removing external door handle, you have to take the panel off, the inside panel on this particular model, and you're going to remove this little black plastic cover. I use a flat screwdriver, pocket screwdriver. There you go. Now we can undo the rods. You have the latch, the lock rod. That's a plastic clip. Just push it with your finger, pull the rod out. Then you have the actual door latch rod. Now the plastic clip, I'm going to push out with my finger, raise it up, and pull the rod out. Now we have 2 mounting screws, 10mm socket. We have a deep one way down in here. Use a magnet to grab that for you. And then we have one in the base of the handle right here. Seems to be a stud with a nut on it, and like the stud came out from the actual handle. And that's what happens on. So now we're going to go out to the outside and pull the handle out. From out here, this part slides that way and the handle guide will come out after. So I open it up a little bit. I'm going to put my hand in here. You might need a body clip, a plastic body tool, sorry. So we're going to go in here. There we go. So I undid the latch and pulled it that way. And now the whole handle will come out. You can get this part on 1aauto.com. We sell both ends of the handles, or all four for the vehicle. Driver's side with the lock, and the other three without the lock hole. Bring them to your body shop, have them painted, install them yourself. Now for installation, we're just going to reverse the procedure. So I'm going to put the nose part in first, bring this part down in, wiggle it around, mount it flush, then go around to the inside handle. Now that I'm on the inside of the panel, I'm going to tighten up this back nut and stud first. I'm not going to rake down on it yet because I want to guide this other bolt in first, then I'll tighten them all up. Okay, that's tight. Now I'll tighten the back one. That's tight. Now we just have to attach the rods. So I'm going to attach the handle rod first. Move the clip up to like 9 o'clock if I can get in there at the same time. There we go, see it? Then just push this down with your finger. Locks on. And then for the lock, I'm going to push the plastic up to about 9 o'clock, see if it will stay there. There we go. And then just push it down until it snaps in place. And that's how you install your external door handle. And we're getting ready to reinstall this inner panel. Make sure the harness is on this side of it. And we have these two studs, one on the bottom and one on the top here, that we have to push through the mounting holes. So I'm going to slide my arm back here. See the bottom one? That's the most important one because it's the hardest one to install. Here we go. You might have to slide that body arm like I just did so you can get it lined up. So I'm going to put the top nut on, because then we're going to have to manipulate that rod, the silver bar that you saw. So now I know it's mounted to that. Now I can bring my hand in the side, hopefully. There we go. Pop it through. Now I can put on the nut with the 10mm socket. Perfect. I'm doing everything hand tight first. I'm not going to wrench on this and tighten it up because I have to also now guide this with my hand. See the 3 notches? We have 1, 2, and 3 notches that sits in. Locks right in. See how it locked in? So you push it through the notches and then twist it in. Now it's lined up with the bolt holes, so I can take my hand out and mount my motor. So now I have my motor with the 3 mounting bolts on it, and this is how it goes in. They left this plastic guide here, so you know that has to go right in there, like that. Start it by hand. Have my camera guy hand me my ratchet. Thank you, Todd. 10mm socket. Now I'm just gently screwing these in till I feel them grab nice and tight, because we have to get those gears to line up also. So see how it just fell in, popped right into place. You have the round gear splines, and the male splines from this side have to work their way in. So don't just force this, let it fall into place, feel it. The reason why it seems like it's getting harder is because the regulator has no threads in it. These are self-tapping threads, plastic screws like. So it's making the threads in that new regulator. So don't get stressed out thinking you might be stripping something. You're actually making the threads. You feel it, bottom right out. That's exactly where you want to be. You can't turn that anymore without forcing it. It's perfect. So now I'm going to install my 13 bolts and tighten up on those 2 nuts. And don't forget that 1 Phillips screw for the lock module. The mounting bolts, the 13, are an 8mm socket head. So I'm going to mount a few here for you. Then we're going to reattach our wiring harness. And before you install the whole panel, the inner panel, don't forget to run your cables, like I did. You're going to run the inner latch cable, and then the actual door handle cable. Okay. There we go. Let those sit into their place. Put the self padding in there. Now we can finish bolting up the inner panel. Okay, so we have the last one to do. Okay, now that's tight. Now that all 13 bolts are tight, we're going to move on to our 2 10mm socket regulator guide nuts here. I'm just going to tighten those up. And we have 1 bolt left. It's a 10mm head on this regulator right there, little module. I gotta get my screwdriver. So now I'm gonna tighten this up, and then I'm going to mount my wiring harness. There we go. So the harness, we got a body clip that snaps in right here. Next one comes up. There's your window motor. Here is your rear view mirror connector. That's for your speaker up here. This is for your door lock. Put it in the slot there. Looks like everything's pretty self-explanatory. They like really help you here to guide the harness where they want you to put it. It's nice that it has a place to go. This is going to go stay here because that goes for your main window switch. And then this goes on the door panel. That's your marker, inside marker light. Now we can install the internal door handle. Remember, this is the one where maybe you can get a better look at the clip now. See that little lock, little clip right in there? We have to pull that out and pull up on this tab, the way it's designed, so that we can install the cables. So out of the two, let's see what this says. That's your door lock, and the one with the white clip is the actual door latch. So when we look at our handle, we know the bottom one is going to be the door latch. So we're going to guide that in. This is how you just drop it in there and slide it around. The same with the top. It's going to go from the bottom side up. There we go. And the bottom one came out. There we go. So now to put the mechanism back in, I'm going to clip those right in. So now we have the cables in place. So this piece has to go inside that housing. I have to line up this. So now we're going to disconnect. So we have to pull on that little tab, pull it out, pull up on the gray. See how it slides up? Not too much, just enough so that I can relocate everything and then push down. And now your internal door handle is attached. Right? So before we install our door panel, it's not uncommon for some body clips, door panel clips, to stay in the door and for some to break. So you need a good body tool. You're just gonna pop them out, just work them back and forth. We'll reattach that to the panel. So that's gonna go right here. This is the broken one. I'm gonna put the good one there because it's on the top part. Then the broken one, you cannot reuse it. So I'm gonna just take it out. I'm gonna go to my cabinet and replace it. If you need one, you can go to your local parts store, check online, or the dealer. So now that I'm ready to put my panel on, my door panel, because I've got all the clips in, I'm going to attach the main switch again. This is the window switch. Click that in. And now I can fish the marker light bulb, put that in spot right down there. Make sure that you get your speaker wire out of the way. That should stay right where it is. That's going to be your door lock switch. So I start by putting the upper clip on the windowsill, pushing that down in place, and then you can feel with your fingers. If you want to come over and see the body clip goes in that hole, and you're just going to slam it right into place all the way around. Now I'm going to mount the bottom screw here that goes in that marker lens hole. It's a Phillips. Snug that down and reinstall the lens. Line the pins up and just push it in. At this point, if this car came with a mounting bolt here on the handle, I would install that, but it didn't come with one. No big deal. So now I'm going to install the bezel for the inner handle trim. Attach my electric lock. I'm going to line that slot up with that one. And open the handle, bring it out, guide it in, push right in. There we go. There, now we're going to take the Phillips screw and place this in the inner part of the handle, mount that handle bezel in place. Snap that little cover on. Now I can install my little mini speaker up here. That goes into the lock. Let's see how this one design goes, like that. You'll have, get 2 clips and a guide. I'm gonna go right in place. Snap it in. Now we're all set.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.